Good evening, everyone, and I welcome all of you to Shomu's Biology online coaching program. Let all the others join first, okay? So let's wait for 2-3 minutes so all the other students join because this is the very first day and the joining guidelines. People need to be familiarized with it, so let them join first. Once most of our students join, I'll start today's discussion. Okay. Thank you very much. And so 80. So we have near 120 students. So those students need to join right now. Still, they haven't joined yet. So let's wait for 2 more minutes because I don't want anyone to miss the very first lecture, very first class. So I want all of them to join. And every single day, the class schedule is something related to the 6:45. So if you join early, then it's a possibility that, the time may not match always between us, maybe 1 or 2 minutes delay and gap between us. So if you join and the class hasn't started, then it's not likely that the class is not going to be scheduled. If it is there in the routine, it is going to be scheduled. So in that case, wait for 2-3 minutes so that I can join and can start the class. And in the course section, you are going to see the live lectures and the recorded version of these live lectures. That's the two different part that you need to focus on, okay, in the application. And for the test part is completely separated. Once the test is there, I will guide you how to access the test. There's no problem regarding it. You can browse through the application. That's the simple process. Batch for the study material, course for the live class and recordings. Okay. And now regarding the initial phase of preparation is that not all of you, currently there's 120 students. So among these 120 students, I can be very sure that not all of them are in the same page of their preparation. Maybe some of you are newcomers, so you will be preparing for this NET exam for the first time in your life. Some of you may have prepared for the CSIR NET exam earlier and failed. Some of you may have prepared for other exams but not for CSIR NET. Some of you are already working professionals. Some of you are MSc pass out candidates. Some of you are MSc ongoing candidates. So we have a mix of all category of students in a single batch. And when we have that, it becomes very difficult for a teacher to start explanation from a phase which caters all of you. Because, the understandings level for all of you are different. Those who have prepared for CSIR NET knows the syllabus. They know what are there, right? What are important topics, non-important topics, weight distribution and everything. And if you follow my videos in YouTube, by this time you probably know those things, right? So for them, it is easier to catch up what I am going to say, right? But for those who are new and attending this for the first time and appearing this upcoming NET exam for the first time, for them, it is going to be a little challenging because you need to know the syllabus very well first. You need to know the bolts and pieces of this exam. If you want to conquer the exam, you need to know everything regarding the exam. Everything the exam has to offer for you, right? Then only you'll be able to get inside. Then only you'll be able to understand and also qualify the exam. So before qualifying, you need to know the exam, what exam it is, what are the pattern of the exam, how many questions you need to attend, when you need to attend, what will be the marks that you will be targeting, everything. I will tell you everything in the second part of today's first lecture. But in the very first half, I am only going to talk about the walk around of our application and also any query that you have, because I believe many of you have already joined our batch, this batch, December 2024 batch. I think 2 months before, 2 months prior. So for this time frame, you might have a lot of questions that you need to ask. So whatever question you have regarding CSIR NET, regarding your preparation, you can ask that in the chat section. I'm going to answer them. I'm going to tell you how to, then I'll proceed to how to prepare our strategy and target as a second part of this lecture. But the first part, I'll take your query and I'll solve your query. Okay. So if you have any doubts, any questions, you can type it in the chat box. I'm going to attend it within 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to walk you around through our application. For that, I'll share the screen. Okay. So just a second. Before getting in there, I need to get inside the app myself. So by this time, if you have any query, you can type it and I'll attend them. After some time, I'll attend them. All right. So I have this. So I'm sharing my screen now. My screen now. Hopefully you can see the screen. Okay. So this is my view. It's not your view. This is my admin view. And why I'm sharing this is that I want you to understand inside the batch December 2024 CSIR NET. I'll get inside the content part, and here you can see study material. Okay, so get inside study material. Remember, in the batch section, study material, we have uploaded all the study materials for you, pre-uploaded, right? You have CSIR NET syllabus, you have CSIR NET study plan, unit wise, so unit study guide, most important unit wise topic list, topics covered in the CSIR NET online coaching, animated lectures link, most recent heat map analysis report as of updated as of end of 2023, and the part A study material, lecture PowerPoints, everything is already uploaded. It's already there, right? Now, how to utilize them? Now, remember, first of all, you need to know the syllabus of CSIR NET. CSIR NET is consisting of 13 units, right? Unit 1 to unit 13, and that is all subjective. Unit 1 biochemistry, unit 2 cell biology, unit 3 molecular biology, unit 4 immunology, cancer biology and microbiology, that part, host pathogen interaction part, okay, and cell signaling part. Unit 5 developmental biology, unit 6 plant physiology, unit 7 animal physiology, unit 8 genetics, unit 9 classification biology, unit 10 ecology, unit 11 evolutionary biology, and unit 12 applied biology, unit 13 biological techniques. You should be able to tell all the 13 units the way that I'm saying. That much familiar you must get with the syllabus. First thing. Next is the CSIR NET study plan. Let me show you the study plan. This is a study plan for you. And this study plan is designed by me as per the 6-month time frame in your hand. 6-month time frame. Okay. First, decide whether you are a newcomer to the preparation or you have prepared before. So I categorize student based on this. Either you're a newcomer or you already have prepared for CSIR NET before. Okay, so if you're a newcomer, for you there is a particular study plan. If you already prepared it, then you have a different study plan, which is clearly written in here. So if you're a newcomer, then cluster of type of students that you are, based on that you have the strategy guided to you. Okay, the units that you must prepare. Okay, list of easy topics, list of difficult topics, but this easy and difficult topic varies from student to student, but I believe based on the complexity and most of the students reporting me regarding the complexity of the topics, this is the unit list. For those who have prepared for CSIR NET earlier, then this is something, the list of units already mentioned, easy and tough. Okay, and now I have a plan written for you how exactly you are going to prepare. So our plan is always to prepare 2 units at a time. But in our coaching, we start with one single unit and progress with 1, 2, 3 like that. We start with unit 2, then 3, then 1. We cover 2, 3, 1 in that sequence. 2 first, then 3, then 1. But 1, 2, 3, these 3 units need to be prepared at the very beginning of your preparation, because these are mother units. If you don't know unit 1, 2, and 3, you won't be able to understand many other units like unit 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's why it's very important that you know this. So at your own preparation pace, okay, which may not be 6 months, which may be 9 months, which can be 12 months, it's your choice, right? Not every one of you can complete the syllabus within 6 months. It is my duty to fix the syllabus and complete everything within 6 months. That's how the course is designed. But you might not be able to finish it. And be very honest, because 3 days a week class, you'll understand from the next week when we have the subjective class, you'll realize that 3 days a week class is so much information to be understood and taught. You'll take 2-3 days to cover them, and even 2-3 days rest of the week will be shorter to cover them. So many students come to me later on and say that we cannot cover all 13 units. So tell us which 7 or 8 units we can cover. Although you can qualify CSIR NET by preparing 10 or 11 units, but it is always advised to prepare as many units as you can. Okay, 4 or 5 unit is not enough. Like 10 unit is something that you need. Okay, so in that case you need to keep it in your mind, and the material list is already provided here. Okay, so based on that, there's a strategy mentioned in here, and then you can get inside the unit study guide for all the 13 units how to prepare. We have a video prepared for it, for you. For all the individual units we have a video of how to prepare that unit. Okay, so if you click it, it's going to play the video for you. You're going to see that it will open up in the Vimeo application, and you are going to see that 10-11 minutes video for every single unit is mentioned in here. Okay, then we have most important unit list here, most important topic. These are the most important topics that you have, kind of suggestion you can say. Topics covered in this coaching program is also mentioned here. 243 topics mentioned in here. Okay, all the units and the topics that we are going to cover in this 6-month period of time is mentioned in here. 1 or 2 units are missing, but it's not likely that we are not going to cover the units. We are going to cover those units. It's just missing in this list. And recent heat map analysis is there, where the difficulty level of questions asked from the different units are mentioned in this heat map analysis, which will be helpful for you. And we have animated lectures again for all the 13 units. We have animation for most of the units. 11 units, for 11 units we have animation, for 2 units we don't have it, but for 11 units we have animated lectures built for you, which will help you to clear the basics. Okay, all these accessory things are already pre-uploaded, you have them. Okay, part A study material, question answer explanation for last 10, not exactly last 10, but 10 years CSIR NET question paper is there here. Okay, it might take some time for you to open. It might take some time. Okay, so it's uploaded. This PDF is already uploaded there. Okay, and what else? Lecture PowerPoint is there for all the lecture that we are going to utilize. The PowerPoint we are going to utilize for the lecture. For example, unit 2, we have this. This is the PowerPoint. This is the PowerPoint that I'll be using in the next lecture, in the very first lecture of unit 2 to explain. Okay, like this. Okay, and so that's it. That's all that you need to use as a study material section. And for test series, later on we'll guide you how to attend test series. It will be there inside the batch, inside the test section. Here inside this test section you will see the tests. Right now no tests are assigned, so no tests are available for view, but later on it will be available. Okay, so that's how this app is going to work. And remember that every time you join the class, you need to follow the same guidelines to join, just like today. I'll close the screen sharing now. So now I am back to the video feed. And remember, in the lectures that we are going to see from the next lecture onwards, this video feed is not going to be there. There will be video feed directly to my smart board, which is that side of the screen, and I'll be using the smart board there. So you'll be seeing me there only in the smart board, and the sharing of the screen will be there. Okay. And one more thing is that there are few things, few TNCs I must tell you to have a glitch-free experience of this online coaching program. Okay. First of all, this coaching, and if you have anything to be explained apart from the lecture, the topic or a query might resolve in that lecture. Your query may not resolve in the lecture, or maybe while you're rewatching the lecture a new query comes in. You can always ask that query to me over WhatsApp. Okay, and I'll explain, I'll reply over WhatsApp to talk about it. Is it necessary for us to go through the YouTube playlist? Yes, playlist means basically the marathon lectures. It is necessary because if your basics are okay, that's fine. If the basics are not okay, in that case you need to watch the marathon lectures. For CSIR UGC NET exam for life science only, there is 2 exam session. What is this for? Why they are conducting like that? Actually, not sessions are provided because you cannot accommodate all the students in CBT mode. Earlier, when there was no CBT mode, there was a written mode. In that case, they used to have only one exam, right? Because the question paper was out and people can see. But now the centers are limited because of the CBT mode. That's why they need to attend two sessions. From where to start preparation and how much depth is needed? The requirement of depth you'll understand by seeing a question. See previous year's questions, CSIR NET question. Take any question paper and try to see the questions of Unit 2. And you'll realize till what depth of knowledge is required to prepare. We will prepare till that depth of knowledge only. Actually, the way that the course is designed, as I mentioned earlier as well, that if you are going to see the syllabus of CSIR NET and see everything from start to the end, you're not going to see that in the course because it's not required and it's not possible to read and remember all those things in the 6 months. Not possible. Even if somebody reads, but they'll forget. So we'll go the high yield things, and that's what we designed, the heat map, the analysis that I did for the last 10 CSIR NET question papers. If you read the questions for different units, you'll find out for every single unit there are topics which are more often repeated, and that's what easy. For example, in biochemistry, if I say in biochemistry, Gibbs free energy problems repeated almost every single NET exam. In developmental biology, Drosophila development, the becoid nanos gene. So genes in Drosophila development repeated, tetrapod limb development repeated. Okay, and then different kinds of cell movements in gastrulation repeated. So these are repeated topics. So you need to focus on the repeated topics in order to, increase the chance of exposure to it. So because our smart study says that we'll invest less time, but the output must be big enough to score enough to qualify the exam. Okay, otherwise what it is, immunology, just think of it, immunology, how big it is, right? In our microbiology honors syllabus, immunology is almost the third year of graduation is almost immunology, 50% and more than that. So almost a year we are studying immunology. So that is here just one part of a unit. Human physiology, though there are people who can do BSc in human physiology, but that is only a unit here, right? So you cannot complete human physiology start to the end. It's not possible. You need to rely on repeated topics, high topics. For like human physiology, excretory system, the formation of urine, reabsorption, repeated questions are there. And also there are questions related to the different let's say gastrointestinal system is not that important for CSIR NET. Excretory system is important, and also endocrine system is important. Different hormones, their mode of action, and the related diseases are important. So these are something that you get to know. If you see the question paper, you'll also understand the same pattern. As this is my first attempt for the exam and I'm facing problems to set my schedule, as I'm working as a teacher every day, my 8 to 10 hours goes to my job work. That's why I'm feeling very tense regarding how I will prepare for my exam and complete the syllabus in time. Okay, I understand. And how much time is sufficient a day for studying enough? Okay, I'll understand. And Rebecca asked this question, and I'll answer this question for everyone who are working professional. 8 to 10 hours a day obviously is included in your job. So in that case, 6 months is not enough. Very straight ahead. 6 months, because you can devote only 2 hours a day, even maximum, I believe, because after 10 hours you'll get only 2 hours a day. So if you prepare for 2 hours a day, in that case you need to invest 1 year at least, and sometimes 1.5 years. If you have more time in your hand, 1.5 years, otherwise 1 year. And even in 1 year you can prepare 8 to 10 units. Okay, do not target all the 13 units, target 8 to 10 units. And 2 hours a day, I don't think you can prepare more than that. If you can do that, 3 hours a day, better. But typical time hour is 6 hours a day for a better preparation, 6 hours a day. But for your case, you are 1/3 of the time in your hand, so that will be challenging. But don't worry, it's not likely that you cannot qualify. You can qualify, but you need to keep your preparation length a little longer. Okay, and also 2 to 3 hours a day should be your target time frame. 8 uh, 8 to 10 units will be your target. Which 8 to 10 units, I'll be telling that. Should I print study plan or others? It's your choice, absolutely your choice. Whatever way you feel, better way for your preparation, because these are approaches that don't develop in one day. As a student, from early days of our student life, we have different habits. Some has habit to underline the books and read, some has habit to read it loud, some has habit to read in the morning, some has habit to read at the nights. So those habits you don't need to change. Whatever habit works for you, stick to it. I will not tell you to change that. What I'll tell you is what you need to do in order to utilize your time and maximize the output to cover the syllabus of CSIR NET. That is what we are going to say. Okay. For MSc candidates, MSc running candidates also, they will run out of time. For MSc running candidate, I'll tell you one thing. Your syllabus and CSIR NET syllabus, you just put them side by side and compare and find out the topics which are common between your syllabus and CSIR NET syllabus. And whatever topics are common, you start preparing with those. Once those topics are done, then you can get back. Okay, once those topics are done, then you can get back to the remaining topic of CSIR NET. In that way, while you're preparing for CSIR NET, your MSc subjects are also being prepared. That's one way. And for MSc candidates, running candidates also, you need to give 2 to 3 hours, but you have a lot of time. I think as an MSc running candidate, you have a lot of time, right? But age limit is there for those who are working professionals. So for them, the time is also limited, but in your case, you have enough time. Are there extra classes going to be held on every Thursday? You can see the routine. The routine is provided almost every Thursday. There is a class. There are only few occasions, but almost every Thursday. 3 days a week class. Earlier, in the till last session, we have 2 days a week class. But from this session onward, we increase the classes. So 3 days a week class almost is there. How to study standard books and how should one go through these huge books? Again, you cannot study that for CSIR NET particularly. The time for studying was your graduation and masters. If you missed it, you missed the train. Right now, you cannot do that. It's very difficult. So because those books require time, they demand your time. And reading book, the book reading habit is gone. So it's very highly unlikely that you'll be able to go through them at a less amount of time. It's not that easy. But what I can tell is that only study the important topics, the topics that we discuss in the class. Study those topics, and the charts, the diagrams, the figure legends, study from those. It'll be faster. Six-month time is enough for CSIR NET qualifying. Yes, 6-month time is enough to qualify CSIR NET examination. But for the 6-month time, it depends how much time you're devoting and how you're preparing. If you devote 6 to 8 hours a day and targeting 10, 12 units, and you are fully focused on this exam preparation, there's no other choices to make. And the strategy that I'm about to share, if you follow that, you can qualify that within 6 months. But anyone who is in MSc running candidate, working professional, for those, the time limitation is there because they can devote less time per day. So for them, it will be challenging. In 6 months, they require 1 year, 1.5 years. For the first time I'm preparing, so can you explain the question pattern, how to handle? Yes, for every single, at the end of every single lecture, we will discuss about the questions. So do not bother about it. You get it covered. We'll talk about the question pattern. You'll see how the question is asked, how you need to think in order to get to answer the question. Okay. So we'll do that in every single lecture, subjective lecture that we're going to choose. I'm a complete new aspirant. How to prepare notes? Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, this is not a time that to tell a BSc or MSc student to how to make notes, because making notes is a habit. If you have this habit from the start days of your studenthood, then you know how to take notes, right? Because I am a person who never took note like that, a thorough note. I always build tables, charts, diagrams, flow charts. That was my style. That's what I did as a student. So that was my style. For your case, you can follow the either important topics or the topic which is new to you. The better is to have a notebook, CSIR NET notebook to your hand, and in the class, wherever we are discussing about the class, better you understand the explanation in the class, and in the recorded version you replay it, because you have option to replay me, but in this class you won't have option to replay me. So in that replay mode, you listen to something, and any new topic you learned, you write it down in your notebook. So that is how you can keep the notes. So your notebook should consist of any topic that is new to you. Okay, reading a same topic again and again which is already known won't be helpful. Only a topic which is new to you, knowing that, will be helpful. You will guide us with exam form filling, and when the exam form release date will be announced, you will understand, it will be provided to you. But you don't need any guidance to fill the form, because I already mentioned that, stated that, and I'm also going to mention that if you are a MSc running candidate, you need to apply for GRF only category, and if you are MSc pass out candidate, in that case you can apply for GRF and LS both. Otherwise, for a running candidate, you can only apply for GRF only category. And for the form fill up part, they keep on changing the formats of the form fill up from time to time. We'll tell you when the form is released, and you'll get to know about all these things. Can I access the recorded classes after December? Yes, you can. And after December, it will be valid for 1.5 more years. So total of 2 years you will get. GRF versus NET. NET. Under NET, there are two terms, GRF and LS. So there is no comparison between GRS and NET. GRF is a part of NET exam. GRF is a fellowship. LS is lectureship. Lectureship means no money will be provided as a stipend, but you are eligible to apply as an assistant professor in colleges and universities. While GRF is provided with a stipend. So you can do PhD in research lab, and you'll get the stipend from UGC or CSIR, depending upon whichever agency sponsor you. Role of master ebook, I already mentioned, is to clear the basics. If you don't know anything about a topic, then master ebook is the only way to start, or the video lectures. You have two things. My marathon lectures are also for the basics. The master ebooks are also for the basics. So if you want to read from the books, then master ebook is the one. And if you want to read from the lectures, videos, then marathon lecture is the one. What's your thought on Pathfinder books? It's your choice. You can read it from there. Okay, but I haven't included that in our case. So that means I'm not telling you to read from that. For the revision in our book, and for the basics, the master ebook is already made and provided to you. And apart from that, if you need to read it from any other book, it's completely your choice, because you've been added, probably you are added to thousands of different groups, and different messages will be coming to you. So it's your choice ultimately. See, this is online mode. I told you I cannot see what you are doing, so it's ultimately you. I can tell, do this, don't do this. It's your decision whether you believe me and decide to do what I say or not do what I say. So I don't have any way to stop you from doing this, but I can only tell you that. That's what we can say, because all of you are adults and you know what is good for you and not. Do you need to give access to contacts to join live class? If it's asking for any kind of access, they need to provide the access in order to join the class. For laptop, there is no application. Remember one thing, laptop means no application. App system is there only for Android and iOS. For desktop, Windows, there is no application. It is to be accessed via web browser. Video is provided. Please watch the video. It's already been provided. Can I utilize blueprint book for study? Is it enough? Again, see these questions, reading less material, is it enough? If I read this video, is it enough? Question like this, there's only one answer. Read less, get more. Add it up. Does it add up? Less sugar, more sweet. Is it possible? Just answer this question. I'll give less sugar, but I need more sweetness. Never possible. If you need sweetness, you need to pour the sugar. Here, this is the time. You cannot cut time and get a good result. Those 1% qualify, they invest time. That's why they qualify. They remain steady throughout their preparation and they maintain their perseverance. That's why they qualify. So if you decide to go with only suggestive things, very small things, you cannot do that. Yeah, your target is big. You can fragmentize it into small fragments, but you need to cover it one by one. Otherwise, you cannot qualify. So any single thing, if only reading book is necessary, for some, only reading book is enough. For some, reading all the peer-reviewed books may not be enough. Depends on how you're using and how much you're learning from that book, right? So the sufficiency question really does not have any answer. You cannot answer it. But all I can tell you is that effort and time equals result. Just completed my MSc, want to qualify LS. How should I prepare for that? We are preparing for this exam. For lectureship, you need to score less. So obviously the effort going there will be less. But for JRF, the preparation would be little tough because the competition is high, because maximum people will be appearing for the JRF and the cutoff will be higher for JRF. I'll tell all of you to qualify the cutoff of JRF. Doesn't hurt, right? Even if you get a higher score, you are applying for LS, still it doesn't hurt, right? So your target should always be higher, not just the cutoff of LS, but higher target. Please give some advice for students who have already joined PhD because of our research work. We bit distracted while yes. For your research work as well as in the lab environment and many more things will be there in your life. So in that case, you joined PhD, probably you're targeting to qualify the exam to get the fellowship or to extend it. So whatever target it is, in that case, time management is something which is very difficult to say generic, in a generic mode. I am saying that 6 to 8 hours a day as a generic mode, but for your routine, you need to find out times. Okay. It can be, maybe you're traveling for like 3 hours a day. During that travel time, you read, because this is app based course. You have a headphone connected to it and your power bank and you just read it. So things like that is an app based course. So this category, so you need to utilize every single time that you have, and based on your routine you need to formulate one, right? Because not everyone's routine is same. Some may get up early in the morning, some may get up late in the morning. So depending upon that, it varies, right? So you need to find out at least 2 to 3 hours of concrete study in a day, and rest transverse study. So based on that, you can manage the time. What is the age limit for working professional? Not the age limit is not set for working professional. The age limit is set for everyone. That is 28 years for male in general category, and female 33 years. And for all the SC/ST categories, those are 33 years. For the 5 years relaxation, they'll also get for those category SC/ST category candidates. Okay. And I have this multiple videos regarding the age criteria and all the other bits and pieces of the CSIR NET. So you can always watch those in order to clear this. And I'm also going to share some information regarding it in the second half. How to prepare for biological problems in CSIR NET. We have dedicated CSIR NET biology math classes. If you see the routine, we have already provided the routine. You can check the routine where you can clearly see the biomath classes at the end of the lecture, when we dedicated to talk about those math problems. And also with biochemistry, also with genetics, we have a separate part where we discuss about the math problems particularly. So we will guide you everything from time to time. But at the beginning, our target is the theory, not the math part. First, get under, like, the theory should be very clear, then you get to the math, because math will come easy if the theory is easy. Okay. What is okay? Well, that part is done. I am MSc running candidate in third semester. My course is human genetics and infectious disease. According to what you discussed, I started unit 13, 8, 3, and 4. No, you should always start with unit 1, 2, and 3. Unit 1, 2, and 3 need to be done. It's cell biology. Unit 1 biochemistry, 2 cell biology, 3 molecular biology. If you don't know these three, because these are three mother subject of modern biology. Earlier, the mother subjects were zoology, botany, physiology, but now the mother subject of modern biology is these three. If you are not prepared with these three, it will be very difficult for you to understand, and also understand unit 4, unit 8. So 1, 2, 3 is very important. So 1, 2, 3, and then you get to this, because unit 3, 4, 8, 13 will be in your zone. You can do that later as well. Okay. Regarding question understanding, I will guide you in every single lecture. At the end of the lecture, I mentioned it earlier. How many hours a day already mentioned. Will the recording of this introduction lecture also provided? Yes, yes, yes. Every single lecture, once it's done, will be recorded automatically, will be visible in this live lecture section, live classes section itself. Inside the course, live classes section, you'll find out the recordings of every single lecture. It takes 6-8 hours to get uploaded there. Okay. How much weightage and importance for part A? See, part A consists of 30 marks out of 200. So 15%. Just like any unit, any other one of the 13 units, little more than the individual units. So that's the weightage of part A. Not more than a single unit of the exam. And part A is not mandatory. So if you are asking this question that if part A is mandatory, I'll tell you that part A is not mandatory. You can leave part A and still can qualify. There's a mind map book of yours on Amazon. I want to know how much important it will be if I buy it, or so important with your lectures are only sufficient. Mind map book is there for revision. Again, for the revision purpose, you can utilize. We had a introductory offer, so some of you got it at the early 50 students got it when they joined. Later on, you can get it from there. It is just for your preparation and a revision at the end of the preparation. And many concepts of the mind map will be discussed as a table portion in the lectures. So don't worry about it. Timings of every lecture is already told, 6:45 to 9:30 p.m. After qualifying NET, which one is better to do JRF or LS? It's not likely which one is better to do. Which one you will get, right? If you qualify for JRF and appear for JRF, you are MSc pass out candidate, you can get into LS or JRF, right? If you qualified for JRF, you will be given LS, JRF both. But if you are MSc running candidate, you can only apply for JRF, qualify JRF, do PhD. That's it. Because in LS, you need to search for the lab, institutes to get into assistant professor job. But for JRF, as a JRF, you'll be stipend to do PhD. But for LS, you cannot do PhD with LS. There are places where you can apply with LS to do PhD, but not by the rule of the book. Okay. For example, we have attended for first time and cleared out exam, but not satisfied. Can we write and again, because we work opportunity, ask for particular cutoff and can write it again? Yeah, technically, if that is the case, if you apply for the exam first time, you get a rank, but you want to increase, decrease the rank, to get a better rank. In that case, you can reattempt and do that. It's a possibility. And you can apply with the better rank if you get it. And I've seen people who applied, reapplied, and next time they didn't qualify. So that's another possibility you need to keep in your mind. It's not likely that the previous one will be cancelled. No, the validity for one qualification is for 2 years for JRF. And validity for lectureship is for lifetime. How would qualifying CSIR help in career opportunity beside being an assistant professor and JRF? Nothing else. That's what CSIR NET is for. And we have many institutions like DRDO, etc., for which we have to qualify GATE. So any opportunity for GATE, it's not likely that GATE life science syllabus is similar, 90% syllabus similarity with CSIR NET. So preparing for this exam will also make you prepared for GATE life science. So for those institutes, you can get in there, apply. Okay, CSIR in CBT mode or OMR? CBT mode. Explain JRF and LS part again. Only one exam. Qualifying marks, let's say 105. for LS and 118 for JRF. That's it. Out of 200, if you get 106, you will be given LS. If you get 100 and let's say 20, you'll be given JRF. So it's just based on the marks. The qualification is different. When will I get hard copy of the book? After the completion of the full payment, people will get the hard copies. These questions are not something that I mean to answer here, because these are already admin based questions which I believe already replied to all of you over WhatsApp multiple times. Okay, so any irrelevant question will not be answered. That's another thing, because repeated questions might come. As you can see, it's coming, and repeated question and any irrelevant question to the topic will not be answered. In that case, don't tell me that you don't, why don't you answer, because I already answered it, or it might be relevant enough for me to skip. If I made notes out of each and every class or lecture, so do I need to go through the provided books also? Again, you don't need to read the book. You don't want to read the book, don't read the book. Don't ask me to tell yes, because I won't say. I will say read mastery book. I will say read every single peer reviewed book. I would say watch marathon lectures. I would say read from blueprint. I would say watch recorded lectures. Do everything. Immerse yourself for only CSIR NET. That's my plan. Otherwise, you cannot score 100 out of 100 in Part C, if that's our target. And that is our target, to score 100 out of 100 in Part C. Okay. Excluding stuffs will exclude the marks as well. I am pursuing my graduation, so can I appear in JRF? Yes, you can appear in JRF. But again, graduation days means you need to, there will be many things new to you. So there are many concepts will be new to you. Cell biology, molecular biology concepts. Prepare from the basics, because you have time. You are in graduation, so you have time. So prepare from the basics. If you qualify GATE Life Science, can you get stipend? No. GATE won't offer any stipend for PhD. But GATE Life Science qualification help you to apply in IITs, help you to apply in certain universities and institutes to do PhD, and also to apply foreign universities, because they recognize GATE as a good exam, as a like accredited exam. They don't know NET much. They know GATE more than NET to apply outside of India. But in India, NET is a better option because you'll get stipend. Okay. Can MSc Biotechnology student apply GATE Life Science exam? Yes, they have GATE Life Science, they have GATE Biotechnology both. Can we get answer explanation of question after test is conducted? Yes, yes. For every single test, once it's done, you will get the answer explanation of PDF for that. What if we didn't qualify the test provided by you? Nothing. You need to understand why you failed, because you have the detailed test report. After the test is done, you can see your report. If you click the test, you'll see the report. How many questions you attempted, how many questions were wrong, what is the negative marking. Based on that, you need to decide whether your fault is the negative marking or your fault is not answering enough questions. So failing here is good, because that will help you to understand where you went wrong, right? That will make you better. We get this recorded class of 6 months for 2 years, right? Or if any topic change in this video for 2 years, do we get it notified? How can any topic gets changed? Because once the topics are done in the class, it is going to stay with you for 2 years. We are not going to edit or alter any of those lectures. So it's going to be the same for the 2 years. And remember, for the last 20 years, CSIR NET syllabus has no changes. All are rubbish. All our YouTube channels are speaking, all are rubbish. These are nothing, no truth is there. No syllabus change, nothing changed for the last 20 to 25 years. It all remained the same. There is no change. Earlier, there was a bioinformatics part in it, but the question is not there from bioinformatics anymore. Okay. The difficulty level between NET and GATE, the difference, if I say NET is the toughest one compared to GATE and ICMR. Easiest one among the three is ICMR, but the seat is limited. GATE Life Science is easier than CSIR NET. So if somebody qualifies CSIR NET, most of the time, they definitely qualify GATE Life Science. Okay. How to manage preparation along with the job, I already mentioned. You need to figure out the routine based on where you have the place to get some time out. 2 to 3 hours a day concrete study time you need to get out. How to get it out, you need to decide based on your routine. Okay, because if you're in the trouble, you need to use the application to read, utilize more video and audio resources, utilize the animated lecture resources, my marathon lecture resources, recorded lecture resources, rather than books, because reading book will require a lot of concentration which you may lack in the while you're traveling. So for this, use audio video resources. We will discuss unit question test in class. No, test questions are not discussed. Their question answer explanation will be provided in PDF, and if you have any query regarding, you can contact me over WhatsApp regarding that. Is it important or necessary to clear all the three parts A, B and C separately? No, not at all required. If somebody can get the qualifying marks, let's say 120 out of 200, you get 100 out of 100 in part C, 30 out of 17 part B, 130, you qualified. Even without touching part A, you qualify. There is no separate qualification. Can we get answers for the test? I already mentioned. No. Answer explanation PDF will be provided for every single test is done, not a video. Answer explanation PDF. Very weak in biochemistry section, feels difficult to understand. Again, in that case, you have time, because the lecture biochemistry will come later. We start with unit 2, that is cell biology, then unit 3, molecular biology, then biochemistry. So you have time now. You can see the routine. Biochemistry is later. I think biochemistry lecture will be there on I think 14th of August, from 14-15, that is the time. So by that time, start preparing biochemistry from marathon lectures. Okay, that way your basics will be prepared and you can appear without any issue. Okay, so for anyone, if anyone is weak in unit 2, then you have 4-5 days now, because we have unit 2 class in the next week. So you have that 1 week time frame. That is why we give this 1 week time frame, because I know that although we told you multiple times, I read from marathon lectures and this and that, you never did it. Nobody even opened. Now they are starting to open, and they are going to check everything. That's why I give 1 week time, at least 5 days time from the first lecture and the next lecture, between subjective lecture and the primary introductory lecture, so that you come to that same pace, because you're starting with unit 2 next week. There is no class tomorrow. Remember, next week, from next Tuesday, again Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 classes are there for unit 2. Prepare this unit 2 basics for marathon in this week. Okay, in that way, so that you will be in the same pace of understanding the advanced part of the lecture. Okay, if anybody wants to apply for PhD from any IIT in India, which one is required, CSIR NET GRF or GET Excel? Both CSIR NET. If you get CSIR NET GRF, you are eligible to apply any place in India. You can apply. Now whether they will take you or not depends on multiple things, but you can apply. You have your own quota to apply. But with GET Life Sciences Limited, based on the score rank in different IITs, it's limited. But for CSIR NET, any institutes in India is there. That's why CSIR NET is believed to be the most prestigious fellowship for doing PhD in India. Okay. All right. So I believe I've answered most of the queries. In fact, all the queries that is out there in front of me. And now I need to get into the second part of the discussion. And the second part will clear a lot of your doubts. So if you have any doubt right now, it'll clear, because our target will be explained, and I'll move on to the board, because that is something is very important. That is something that is how the classes will be done. So you'll see the process of how the classes are done and everything.